every time we got together, it was like a little mini reunion because there was quite a few of us. And we generally met at the Gillespie Center for a $5 lunch. And then we kind of and then we kind of talked about a few things, but mostly we just chatted and had fun. And so now we're here. So on the committee, we had some come frequent and some not so frequent, and whatever they could do. But of course, it was Tom who joined us when he got back from Florida. And then, why don't you guys stand up? Karen, I want to go by the high school names. Karen Edwards. Sally, where's Sally? Sally Lemire. Gordy Wyke. Tom and Bev, who are now back from Arkansas, and it was fun to have them with us. Ronnie Zoffie. And then Raj, you probably can't stand right now. Barb Hillier. Barb Greenwood. Carol Keenan. Tom, Mr. Mound, Tom Rockfam. Sue Claywell. And myself. And
Lillian.
Oh, and I forgot Lillian. She's at the very top. That's right.
You got all the money.
Lillian is actually always very needed in our group because she takes care of the money and she just does such a great job and does a lot of detailed work. So thank you, Lillian.
And you
So,
missed a lot, and it's good to see the same people and the same stories that we kind of carry. And I've, I have 4 wonderful children, and we had a busy life with my first husband, and golly, I've got 13 grandchildren and 1 great grandchild.
wow.
So, but it.
I gotta tell you things about Vern that are kind of special to me. When I caddied at Woodhill Golf Course, after caddying 36 holes a day and carrying double bags, can you imagine doing that?
Yeah, I did it.
Now I ride a golf cart, for God's sake. But anyway, we get a walk down from Woodhill to the County Road 15, and of course the first thing we did was stick our thumbs out and hope to hell we got a ride home, because it's 8.2 miles from Woodhill to Mound. Didn't have to walk it very often. Can you imagine kids today out there hitchhiking? Can't believe it. Anyway, we'd get out there and we'd hitchhike, and every once in a while the Greyhound bus would come by. And who was the driver of the Greyhound bus? Vern Anderson. And Vern would stop the bus, open the doors up, say, jump on in. And he'd take us home to Mound. Either North Shore or South Shore, right? But this is the type of guy Vern Anderson is. And I gotta tell you a little bit about him. He was a patrolman in Mound during our period when we were there. Then he went to Hennepin County for a couple of years only. But get a load of this. He started out as a patrolman. You know, this is within 2 years now. He got promoted to sergeant. He got promoted to lieutenant. He got promoted to captain. And he finally finished up as inspector, right?
Right.
Wow. anyway, that's the type of guy that was in Mound. And I know for a fact that he was very nice to the young people in Mound. And
I'm Lillian Shelburne. I started at Mound in first grade and I went all through the way through 12. And I had to fight with my mother to give her not to sell the farm after my dad died.
Oh.
So that I could finish at Mound. I worked for 47 years in insurance and banking, mostly as an internal auditor. Ended up working with computer systems. Spent 24 years in California, in the San Francisco area. My husband and I adopted 2 children from Korea. So I have 2 children and I have 3 grandchildren. And the youngest one is 14. The oldest one is 30-something. And I've been retired since 2004, but I still work part-time. And if you're ever in Macy's at Ridgedale.
Every day. I'm my wife's sponsor, her manager, and I keep her busy so I can continue to play golf.
Spin the bottle.
That was grade school.
That's what I'm asking about grade school. We were laughing about spin the bottle because we would go to somebody's house and we always play spin the bottle. So we're just curious. I have 3.
We had a different name in our.
I'm sorry, Papa.
I know, I ended up in the bedroom with.
Probably that was the whole.
I was in that bedroom too.
We have moved back to Minnesota. Been back here about a year and a half now. I got to only live my dream 10 years. Played golf every day. I drove the ambulance. We volunteered. We really had a great time. It's a beautiful place down in Arkansas, but kids kept on us to come back, and so did Bev. So finally, politics got to be too bad there. I either end up in jail or whatever. So I'll let Bev tell you about the kids and the grandkids.
Well, we have 5 kids, 4 boys and a girl. We have 8 grandchildren.
We had 6.
We had 6, but we have 5 now. We lost 1. It's great to be in Minnesota because I get to see the grandkids, and we go to hockey games and ball games and all these things. And I love it. So I'm very happy. And Tom is a little more happy than.
Did you go to kindergarten there?
First grade, that's why. But the senior year was the best 2 years of my life, so that's sort of made up for that.
All downhill.
And I have 4 children, and 3 of them still play ball. Of course, all their grandkids.
Other than that, I lived in Michigan, Chicago, Ohio, and then I moved back to Minnesota. I just really retired, so I'm looking for things to do.
I was married to Leroy Gannon, and we are no longer together, but I lived in Excelsior, Minnetonka area for 47 years, and then I just moved to Rockford, but it'll be just 2 years, so I lived literally 4 doors or 5 doors down from Park.
Wow.
And Karen lives through the woods, so to speak. And then, but I have 3 great sons, and they're all around the area, except one's up north by what's his name?
Beef.
Beef.
I'm Karen Edwards. I'll make it short and sweet. I have 4 kids, 5 grandchildren, and they're all under 8, so I was a grandmother very late. Anyway, I moved to Rockford in my sophomore year, and I worked as in the medical field for 20-some years. And I'm retired, live in Buffalo area, and I just work part-time just for fun at the new Walgreens in Buffalo, just 2 days a week to make a little mad money.
And
So.
you got to go
After I left Mound, I got married, we moved all around the country, and I lost track, you lost track of me, until our 50th, when Karen found me. Turns out we live 5 miles apart. I live in Rockford now. And I just want to say, I think our get-togethers lately have been more fun than I remember ever having in high school. And I think we're such a close group and such a dear, dear friend. I really appreciate all of you, and I miss all those we've lost.
I came to Mound in 7th grade, and we came from the East Coast with a stop in Michigan. I went to 2 schools in Michigan in 6th grade, and then we came here in 7th grade, and we were over by the assembly grounds. My father rented a cottage, and that was just a summer place. So we went into Minneapolis for a
Compared to the rest of us, I've got all of my own parts, but I've been married a couple of times, and got 1 daughter, no grandkids, and I worked for several companies in the area, computer companies, doing back control data. Then we put the world in the microwave oven business in the 70s, and instrumentation company, and I've retired 3 times. I'm staying retired, and I enjoy going down to Florida, living half the year and the other half in Gull Lake, up at the lake.
Went through Mound up to 5th grade, got through 5th grade. I don't know how many of you, Joyce, I know you were in that class. Jimmy was in that class. Roger was in that class with me, with Killer Kaler. And I thought, you know, if this is the way it's going to continue, I'm going to get out of it.
Andrea, Dahl, been here for about 70 years and now. Dad came out in 1940, and love it here at Mound. Married a high school sweetheart who passed away almost 20 years ago already from melanoma cancer. 6 kids, 6 grandchildren, and 1 great. That's about it.
That's good.
But I was really quiet in school. Look at my class pictures, and I liked it, but I'm afraid to ask. I didn't talk to nobody. But anyway, I joined the Air Force in '57. Worked in airplanes, mechanic. I didn't do the flying. That's part. So, and then later on, I joined the Army Reserve. Military police.
103rd Division?
No, 136. 257.
We basically travel a lot to Europe and all over. We winter in Florida.
Yep, good place, Gordy.
I have a harder time standing than walking. I went to Malone. Was it Leon?
Did you have spud stays there too? Don't remember.
Lillian Spots.
This is my wife Becky over here.
Hi, Becky.
She keeps me alive.
Yep.
Keep me alive.
do it? Oh, well, attaboy.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Nelson, I don't know if he remembers me.
Yeah.
My wife Jane, she's also a graduate of Mound, 1955. And she was a kindergartner through graduation, I guess.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know why I put my hand up.
Yeah, I saw you.
I also have one brother.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids, 3 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild.
Boy. Oh. Did I say something wrong?
A couple of funny things. Andy and I actually started Sunday school together. We went at 3, so that's how long.
Where at?
At St. John's. St. John's.
Sure.
Oh, God bless you, another Lutheran.
But Bev reminded me of something that we used to do. We went to confirmation classes together, the 3 of us. And this was at a different era, and Bev was saying her kids can't believe the silliness of this, but we didn't always have a whole quarter, and sometimes if Andy was with, she'd have a dime. So if the 3 of us had a dime, we could get a Coke for a nickel and a hot fudge sundae for 25 cents with 3 spoons.
Wow.
After our catechism classes, we'd go and get this, and then my dad would come pick us up and take us home. But can you imagine kids sharing something like that? No, it's just
Yeah.
I'm Cheryl Adair, only I don't answer to Cheryl anymore.
You don't?
No, Sherry.
Sherry.
I've been Sherry for a long time. And I live in Des Moines, Iowa, where gas is $3.29.
Oh!
I'll have you know. Lived in Baltimore, Maryland for a number of years, came back to Des Moines, Iowa. I have been working as a counselor advocate for a crisis center, and I could tell you a lot about that, but I won't, because everybody's up right now, and I want them to stay up. And I have 2 wonderful daughters. They're still on the East Coast. We just spent a week with them over the 4th of July in Ocean City, Maryland, at a house on the ocean, and had a wonderful time. I've got 5 grandchildren. Well, only one of them's still in high school. One has graduated from college. Another is just ready to graduate from college. A third one is in his first year at college. So I am delighted to be in the same room with a bunch of people the same age as I am. It's amazing. Thank you.
And I lived in Mound my whole life. Wherever I moved, I'd be lost. I wouldn't know what to do. Anyway, I lost my wife about 3 years ago to cancer, and I have 4 children, 3 girls and a boy, and 8 grandchildren. Somebody said, well, my daughter had a baby at 41. I think it was her, wasn't it? My daughter had a baby at 41 too. So.
Wow.
To a lot of meetings like this, and not like this. They were great, and I appreciate your asking me to attend.
Our pleasure, Brent.
Yeah,
Our pleasure.
And my wife, Barbara.
Still, I didn't graduate with you. This means so much to me, believe me, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have 1 daughter.
When you used to love me, baby, we could use a long vacation, but the trouble here is bound to tag along. We used to be each other's inspiration, when it only took my touch to turn you on. Love me like you used to. when we fall.